Hi, my name is Teresa. Since I was a little kid, my nickname was Tweak. Get into that later, how I got that nickname. But I've always loved ideas, looking for things and turning them into other things by way of a project, or I just find it really fun. Thus, Tweak. I tweak things. You're welcome here to join me on Tweaked. Today we're going to make ornaments out of used garland. Join us, will you? Today we're going to be working with garland that could be still on your Christmas tree. Ours is. Garland that could be ready to be thrown out. Please don't. And garland you could find in the reduced rack of your craft store or your grocery store. Everyone's trying to get rid of Christmas garland, and it's really fun to turn it into other projects. You can tweak garland and make something a little more fun. It comes in reds. It comes in elaborate strings that are actually two sets of strings wound together in this case. Gold, silvers, reds. The string we're going to use today, the garland, is wound up. 2 strings of silver, 1 string of red. Very easily you can take them apart and you end up with, well, more options, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to take lengths of the red that is now split away from the silver and lengths of the silver. And what I want to do is get about a 2-foot length of each. And just easily, because this is just string, beads on string, just give it a snip and save back the rest. So we have our silver, and now we need some red. It's all loose measuring, because the way the ornament turns out in the end, the cascading effect and the irregularity of how it hangs makes it more pretty. I'm going to take the string that we've got and measure it into thirds. You're just eyeballing it loosely. It's just fine the way it is. Do the same with the silver. So we've got 3 and 3 strands. Now start cutting. You make a snip, make another snip. So you're going to end up with 6 pieces. They're not exactly the same length, like I said. It's prettier if they're just a little more random as they hang in the end. Now I'm going to take these and disperse or integrate them back together. I want it to go like that. Actually, I think, oh, okay. So I mean, at any part of the process you can pull away, you can add, maybe you want one more silver in there. Should we do that? That's kind of pretty. You see how that's not the same length? And that's all right too. And there's a piece of refuse hanging on that one. So next thing we're going to do is take our wire. Now this is a low grade wire, which is very thin, but it's also very pliable and soft. You can play around with this, but if you play around with it too much and bend it too much, it will snap. So I want about, again, a 2-foot length, not quite, and I'm going to make a cut. And the wire, I will then take it in half and put a little crimp at the halfway mark. I don't know if you've noticed so far with this project, I'm using hands, scissors. That's it so far. And ingenuity. Okay, well then we're going to take these lying here and take the wire and just eyeball it. Slide underneath the wires or the beads. It's a lot easier than trying to hold them all in your hand. Slide them about halfway so you could see halfway and halfway, eyeballing it. Pull these two together and make it tight as you can and give a few twists. So you can already see you've got this cascading effect. How simple was that? And isn't that pretty? But you could stop there if you want. Like, what if you wanted to go to a party at school, or you just wanted to make some of these to hang around a lampshade, or you could put a whole row of them at a door casing, which would be kind of pretty, bohemian. But I'm just going to make them into ornaments by pinching this together like it did And we want to set a few beads on this wire. Okay, so I'm going to use, this is called a bead cap. These beads that I'm using now, you know what, I'm going to even that out right there. We don't need those two pieces. Easier to shove through. The pieces I'm using now all were on a string of garland. And a Christmas garland I got, and I took it all apart. I got bead caps, and I got beads from that string of garland, which I'm now using. So the bead cap goes here, and as we add it on, you'll see how it makes a little nesting spot for the bead to sit. Do you see that? Okay, and now we're going to add the red bead. If these beads, which are mostly plastic, if they don't look real good, they have few little defects on them, the bead cap helps to disguise some of that. And you will notice the color and the shine more than you will notice the defects, like people, right? Anyways, there, we're gone that far. I want to add another bead cap. And you, at any point, this is all up to you and what you think and what you feel about what you're doing. We've come that far. It's getting prettier, I think. Now I want to add a few more things. I'm going to add one silver cap with bead to it. And then for a little bit of sparkle, I'm coming to the end of my wire. I'm going to add one more sparkly bead. This one is glass, but I use whatever I have around. Go through your beads, go through your junk drawers, go through your ornaments. Anything that looks like it'd be fun to tear apart and use, do it. It's fun. Did I want it like that? Nope. I want the bead the other angle. Here again, it's all in what looks good to you. This is your thing. And this is how far we've gotten now. It's getting prettier. Now you've got this bit here, and we need a place to hook one of the holders. So I just use my finger and I make a little loop, and then I wrap the leftover wire around the base of that loop. And what you end up with is, try to tuck it in, a loop that you can use a hook to hang your finished project. And I think that's really pretty. These, one of the nice things about this, I have a grandson, and these are indestructible. I mean, you could probably pull it apart if you tried hard enough, but beads like this don't hurt you. They don't fall apart. They don't come loose. And they look really pretty, I think. Part of the fun of working on a project like this is the variety you can find out there in garlands. They come in every color. They come in crystal beads, solid beads, angular beads, and that adds to the options for you as you create your own piece. So if you like what you see in this video today, give us a like, subscribe to our channel. Remember, garland is not just for the tree. It can be made into other things. It can be tweaked. If there's anything around you that you think needs to be tweaked, I'd love to hear about that, so leave it in the comment section. Thank you. See you soon.